Hi, everyone.
Hey,
How
how's
are
it
you
going,
today?
Juan? Good, good. How are you?
Fine, fine, thanks.
Great. Good morning.
Morning. It's very early there, right?
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah.
8 o'clock, yeah. At that time, I am sleeping still.
Yeah, I know. Right now it's 10 o'clock in Mexico City, right?
Exactly, yes.
10 o'clock. Awesome. So 2 hours. Same time as my hometown. But sh
Mm,
California is 2 hours behind. So
okay.
yeah, it's nice to see you again.
So you almost don't sleep.
I sleep like 6 or 7 hours a night. I sleep
Six?
from
Okay.
midnight to 6 o'clock. Or 11
Okay.
o'clock to 6 o'clock, 7 hours.
Okay. Big enough?
Yeah, it works. I think it's good enough. Sometimes,
I
uh,
remember when I was young, I used to sleep less than now.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think
You have the energy still.
I know. I have to use this energy as much as I can I have to stay active. I can't be too lazy. It's not good.
Don't don't waste the time.
I know. But no, there are days like tomorrow, trust me, Juan, Saturday morning, I'm gonna sleep until
Uh-huh.
1:30. I mean, I'm gonna be very lazy tomorrow. I'm just gonna
You
because
have to
tonight,
recover.
yeah, tonight I probably won't go to sleep until maybe 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
You are
Uh,
gonna go to a party?
well, we have a party in this house. This house is a big house.
Okay.
If we have 5 friends, and it's gonna be great. Just we're all gonna be hanging out and probably partying, watching movies, going out. California, it's el paraíso, Juan. I mean,
Ah,
there's
you are in California now?
I'm in California. Yeah, yeah,
Which part, if I can know?
yeah. San Jose,
Ah, San Jose, where
San
is it
Jose.
located?
Es muy cerca de San Francisco, al este de San Francisco.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually in a part of San Jose that has a lot of Mexican culture, a lot of Mexican restaurants. So
Ah, okay.
yes, yesterday, yesterday I went to this restaurant that was called, well, actually no, 2 days ago I went to a market called El Pueblo Mexicano, actually. Uh,
Now you're having.
Yeah, Zorab, thank you so much, Zorab. It was getting a little loud. Juan, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I went to
No, no.
El Mercado Pueblo Mexicano, and inside the food was so delicious. My friend tried this cake. I don't know the name honestly, Juan, but he tried this cake. and he said it was delicious. And we don't know what it is. He just tried it,
Okay. Made it of
and
fruit?
it had honey, and it had some kind of other some other element inside. I don't know what the name of it is.
Okay.
He said it was like flan, but it was more delicious than flan. It was like a cake, like a slice of cake, maybe this thick, you
Okay.
know. And I didn't eat it because I didn't want to at that time, but I now I regret. I wish I had eaten it.
Maybe it's
So,
that we call
but
pay. It's a
it's
pie, we call it.
it's called pay or pie.
Uh-huh.
It's a pie, some kind of a pie. Yeah. I mean, it looked delicious. There were so many types of food inside that store, and
Uh, Now
yeah,
you can practice your Spanish a lot.
absolutely, absolutely. I
Okay.
love it here. I love it here when I'm outside, and there are so many people, different cultures. Nobody looks the same. Okay, this is not like Wisconsin where everybody is white and I'm me. You know, in California, you
Yeah.
have every color, every nation, every group, on the same street in the same store. It's a very Chicago and New York are also very, very diverse, but California has, I think, an amazing amount of different
Okay.
different cultures. Yeah.
I remember it's close to Gilmore, right?
Yeah, it should be. I think I don't know the geography here too well. I know some of the towns near here. There's Milpitas, Los Gatos, San Jose, San Francisco, of course, and then Palo Alto, San Mateo. These are all around this area.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Be-
don't. Yeah.
I remember once I was in Gilmore, near to San Jose, because the plane are right there.
Uh-huh.
We were in a motorcycle store.
Uh-huh. I think. Let me
Uh,
look this up. Actually, I think you might be right. I think you
uh,
might be right. Was it Gilroy that you said, Jose? Was that the name of the city? Or Gilmore?
Gilmore, yeah.
Gilmore, okay. There's a Gilroy here that is in Santa Clara County, close to here. Santa Clara County is very close to here. And it says it's Gilroy. I don't know. I haven't heard of a Gilmore yet, honestly. But I don't know this area that well. So I think maybe I'm mistaking the situation. But yeah.
Oh, you just start to rain, right?
I'm sorry? Oh, Gilroy, just write it here. Yeah, Gilroy. It's in Santa Clara County, and San Jose is also in Santa Clara County. So it's very close to here. It's just called Gilroy from what they're saying on the online. So this website here will probably help you. But so yeah, it's great here, Jose. Uh, Zohrab, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Hi,
Hi, Zohrab. How are
hi.
you?
Thank you. Fine. And you?
Good, good. I'm doing well, thanks. Doing well. Uh,
You are doing very interesting conversation. I have listened
uh-huh,
very carefully.
uh-huh.
It is very interesting.
Yeah, we were talking about my friends live in San Jose, California. I came here to visit them, and Jose was saying that or I'm sorry, Juan was saying, I keep getting all these names mistaken, Juan. Juan was saying that he was in a city close to here some time ago, and so we were trying to figure out what city it was. But California is a great place for people of any culture, many languages, many types of food. So it's a very nice place. We were talking about that. Um, so yeah, but Zohrab, how's life? How did you do anything interesting today? How's your Friday?
Not specially thing. Today passed as usual in
Hmm.
my work and not especially thing.
Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Nothing special. Uh-huh. That's good. Sometimes it's normal. It's normal is good sometimes. Yeah, that's
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
usually good.
Absolutely.
Normal.
Kind of
Absolutely.
worried, but a good.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt. Whatever we can do to, we have our families, we have our responsibilities, we have our jobs, and At the end of the day, if I can go home and relax, or
Yeah.
I guess not go home, I'm at home. I don't go to work. I just work from home. But at the end of the day, if I can relax and enjoy my free time, that's very special. So, all right, guys, great. Well, thank you so much for joining, guys. I want to introduce our topic for today. So, we are going to be talking about the future tense today in English, right? And when we use the future tense, we are talking about things that will happen in the future, right? A very, very simple idea. And there are two main constructions that we're going to look at. The first one is the will construction. When we say in English, I will do something, he will do something. Very common way of making the future. And also, we are going to be looking at the going to construction, which is another way that we make the future tense in English, right? So before we get started, also, guys, I wanted to describe the second part of the class, which is going to be about statues, right? India has actually decided to build the world's tallest statue. For many years, tall statues have been part of many countries' histories. You know, maybe in the capital city of your country, Mexico City for Juan and Yerevan for Zohrab, Washington, D.C. for me, right? We have many large buildings, many large statues, famous people from history, right? And India is doing something similar. India is doing, they are honoring one of India's famous heroes with the world's largest statue. They have decided to build the world's largest statue. So to get us thinking about this, guys, to get us thinking about the future tense, just in general, I want you guys to share with me what you have planned for tomorrow. You know, what are you going to do tomorrow? You know, Juan, let's start with you.
Okay, well, we will be in a party tomorrow.
We will be in a party. We'll be at a party tomorrow.
At a party
At a
tomorrow.
party tomorrow. Yeah, fantastic one. What kind of party is it going to be?
It's a birthday.
Is it a quinceañera?
No, it's less than. It's 7 years.
7 years old. Okay, so
Yeah,
a much younger person. And so, did you buy gifts? Are you going to buy gifts?
of course, yes.
Absolutely, right. Can't go to a birthday party for a 7-year-old without gifts. That's a disaster.
Yeah,
You know.
just I
Yeah.
wonder what I could go because this girl has everything.
One of those kids that has a lot of toys, a lot of things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
difficult.
has a complete room full of toys.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes buying toys for those kinds of kids. You have to ask her. Maybe you can just get her a gift card. Honestly, Juan, something like that, where give her some money and a card, she can buy whatever she wants. You know,
Money?
although, yeah, like a little gift card or something, so that maybe her,
Ah, gift card. Yeah,
yeah,
I understand now. Yeah, thank
hmm
you. Thank
absolutely,
you for
because
the advice.
then her parents can buy her something. But some people don't like gift cards. They say uh, it's
Good
not
idea.
it's not meaningful. It's not meaningful. That it's not something physical. You had no idea, so you got a gift card. But it's still a gift. Come on,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's
to
it's
say the
it's
truth, people never get how to say, uh, never be
are never comfortable. People are never
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You give someone another thing, maybe they
Uh-huh.
always get a bad point.
hmm it's so hard to make people happy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard to make people happy. Uh, so Zohra, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are your plans, for tomorrow?
I'm going I'm going to go to work tomorrow because I have two jobs. Uh, Saturday, Sunday, and I also work. My second work is uh, economic analyst
Mm-hmm.
for especially in agricultural uh, sphere. I have agreement to Central Bank of Republic of Armenia for analysis, uh, especially in agricultural sphere.
Mm-hmm.
My first work is I am internal chief of internal audit division in our municipality. So I want to say tomorrow I will work.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for that very, very good description of what you do, Zorab. You know, you have two jobs: internal auditing at your in your municipality, and also you work for the Central Bank of the Republic of Armenia. And yeah, that it's great. It's great. You have a nice picture too, Juan. He has a nice eagle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my work.
Uh-huh. Fantastic, fantastic.
I can paint.
That's awesome. I didn't realize
It is my work.
what kind of eagle is that? Is that a bald eagle? Your
Yes, yes,
Zorab?
it is American eagle.
Yeah, the bald eagle. Yeah, the symbol of the United States government actually has the
I
bald
know
eagle.
it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I didn't know you could
It is
paint.
symbol king in the sky.
King of the Sky. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's
Uh,
made with pencil. Sorry.
yeah, Zorab, how did you make it? Did you draw it with a pencil? Did you draw it with paint? What did you use?
It is pencil.
It's pencil. Wow.
But I can paint other materials. For example, uh, what
Watercolor.
watercolor
Uh-huh,
and
watercolor.
how to say mm, I don't know.
Pastel paint.
Pastel, yes,
Uh-huh.
pastel.
Pastel paint. Uh-huh.
Everything.
That is
Uh,
awesome. It's your hobby then, right? It's your
I
hobby to paint.
I learned 5 years in our city uh, painting school.
That is awesome. That is awesome. It's amazing. I cannot draw anything, Zorab. If you tell me to draw something, I'll draw a stick with two arms and two legs, and that's my painting. You know?
Don't worry.
Just a stick, a circle, a stick, you know, that.
Everything starting seeing
Uh-huh.
everything start uh, how to say a thing.
Everything starts from a beginning, or everything starts from your thought, from when you think,
Yes,
right? So you have to have
don't
the
worry.
idea. You have to have the idea, right? So yeah, everything starts from everything starts from a thought or from thinking, right? Everything starts from thinking. Uh, that's awesome, Zorab. It's great to know. You do two jobs and you have such a great talent. That's awesome. You're a very busy person.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for sharing, right? What you guys are going to be doing tomorrow, right? When we look at the future, you guys did a great job using the will and the going to construction, right? So when we do use the will construction, we have the subject, then we have the will, and then we have a time phrase. Or I'm sorry, subject, will, and then a verb, and then we can put a time phrase. A time phrase can be tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever, right? So it's a generally it's an easy construction when we look at it in English, right? I, for example, the subject will um, go to a party tomorrow night, right? The time phrase is optional. The time phrase is optional. We don't have to have it for the will because will means the future tense. But it's something that you can add if you want, right? Um, and then for going to, guys, it's a similar idea for going to, but we have an extra verb in the going to construction. Because when we say going to, we need the verb to be. We need the verb am or is or are, depending on the subject, right? So I am going to go to a party tomorrow. I am going to work tomorrow. He is going to work tomorrow, right? Whatever the case is, right? So with
Okay.
the, yeah, go ahead, Juan.
No, no, use as accent is okay.
If you are using an accent,
No,
what did you
what I
mean by
try
that,
to
Juan?
say is that just
Yeah.
pointing out that you are right. The
Oh, you assented to it.
accent,
Ah,
yeah.
to assent to something. Yes, to agree with something.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Assent is very formal, Juan.
Oh, really?
Very formal. So when you said assent, I said assent. Wow, like leaders like presidents say that kind of stuff. I assent, Senor Juan. Or, it's like things like that.
So
I assent,
what is
Mr.
the
President.
informal way?
I agree. I agree.
Ah, okay.
I agree, or you're right. I agree. Things like that, right? Assent is very wow. It's good word, but at the beginning I was confused. Like Juan is not
Yeah, yeah.
well, we're not very formal with each other, but that's great. So with the going to construction, guys, we have the subject, and then we have is, are, or am, right? The verb to be, and then we have going to, the phrase going to, and then once again the optional time phrase, right? So we are going to go to the mall on Saturday night, right? We are going to go. We will go to the mall. We are going to go to the mall, right? So any questions, guys, about the construction differences between these two types?
No, no, no. It's
Make
clear.
sense? Yeah? Zohrab, does it make sense?
No, I have no question.
No questions? Okay, fantastic. So there's one last category, guys. One last category. And that last category is when we use the present continuous to make a future tense, right? Now the present continuous really is the same as the going to form, right? The going to form construction, the going to construction is a specific type of present continuous, right? So the present continuous construction is the same thing, right, as the going to, except the verb changes. So instead of, we have the subject, then we have is, am, or are, right? And then we have any verb that ends in ing, right? Any verb that ends in ing plus an optional time frame, optional time phrase. So we don't have to say going. We can say we are traveling next month, right? We are visiting our family members in New York next year, right? So visiting, traveling, verb that ends in ing, going to go. We are going to go. So the going is a category, is a subcategory of the present continuous, right? But really, that's all there is to it, right? I am partying tomorrow. Yeah, exactly, right? I'm partying tomorrow. So partying, just we need the one Y there.
Oh.
One. Besides that, everything is good, right? So I'm partying tomorrow, right?
We can say that they are same meaning when
Yeah,
we use going to or without going to. They
yes,
are they are planning in the future. Yes,
absolutely, absolutely. They are planning their project on Saturday, right?
but usually, what kind of uh, we can use
You can use any
this
of
form?
these.
This form
You can use
from
any of
this
these forms that you want, actually, Zora. So
any we can use,
yeah, they all are used for the future.
but they are same. Yes,
Yes, same meaning, no difference in meaning. Yeah.
yes.
If you
Thank you.
say if you say I will plan on Saturday, I'm going to plan on Saturday, I am planning on Saturday, all three have the same meaning, right? No difference in meaning. I will go to the mall on Saturday. I am
But in
going to go. Yeah.
but informal, what kind of form we
Informal,
can?
I would say the most informal actually, Zorab, is if people say I'm gonna go, right? So when we make the going to actually becomes the word gonna. Going to becomes gonna, right? So people say I am going to go to the mall, for example, becomes I'm gonna go to the mall. That's the most informal, right? I'm gonna go to the mall because we have an abbreviation for going to becomes gonna, right? So I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm gonna see my friends. I'm going to go. I'm going to see my friends. I'm gonna
In
see my
American
friends.
English?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we use gonna a lot. And the other informal is if instead of saying I will, we say I'll, right? I will becomes I'll, right? So I'll go to the beach tomorrow. I will go to the beach tomorrow becomes I'll go to the beach tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the beach tomorrow. That's the most informal.
Thank.
Yeah, absolutely. But any of these types work, guys. Any of these types work. Sometimes when I speak English, I speak formally. Even with my friends, sometimes I speak a little bit more formal. So it doesn't matter. The meaning of all of these are exactly the same, right?
Okay.
So yeah, no questions, guys. You guys understand it all?
No, no.
Experts?
No,
You
no.
guys are experts.
Everything is clear.
Experts. Fantastic.
Okay. You say it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So we will take a look at the article for today. And then remember, because this is an advanced class, right? Or actually, this is an intermediate class, but because it's an intermediate class, I still want to focus on the vocabulary that we see in the article, right? So whenever you see a word that you don't understand, stop me. Okay, stop me so that we can explain the word and we can talk about the idea. Okay, very
Okay.
important. Yeah, fantastic, guys. Thank you. So let's see this. Where is this article? India's tallest, the world's tallest statue in India, right? So here we go. 1 second. Okay, there we go, guys. So here is the article link, and let me grab my screen share so we can do this. All right. The Statue of Unity. Okay, the Statue of Unity, planned in Gujarat, India, will be the world's tallest. Gujarat is a state in western India. It's close to Pakistan. It's in western India. Will be the
I
world's
know
tallest.
about this monument.
Oh, really?
Maybe it is have not finished
Yeah,
yet.
it hasn't been finished. Yeah, it's just been planned, right? So they will make this statue actually. They're just planning it. So yeah, that's awesome, Zorab, that you know about it already. Maybe you can give us information too as we are reading it. So BJP's Narendra Modi, this is just a political party in India. This guy Narendra Modi is a very powerful man. He will probably become the next prime minister of India. Launches a project to build a statue of India's first home minister. This guy, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. That's his name. So this is the statue that they're going to be making of this person, right? He is a very historical person. So this is the idea of what the statue will look like, right?
Mm.
It looks pretty huge, right? It looks pretty huge, but it has, these jets are flying the three colors of India's flag: green, white, and orange, right? So this is the idea of what it'll look like. So a grandiose project to build the world's tallest statue was launched amid intense political controversy in India on Thursday by the Hindu nationalist leader who is the leading opposition candidate for prime minister in next year's general elections. So this is a complicated paragraph, right? What do you guys think grandiose means? Grandiose.
Huge.
Huge, yeah. Like a grand, if the word grand is inside grandiose, it means something huge, right? So it's a huge project to build the world's tallest statue, right? And the thing is that there is now a big controversy because this guy Narendra Modi, right? He is a very powerful political leader. He is part of a party. His party in India is a very nationalist party. They are very patriotic. They are very, they consider themselves to be more Indian than other Indian parties, right?
Mm.
So it causes some problems because they're also Hindu. Hindus are the major religion in India, but there are a lot of Muslims in India as well, and a lot of other religions, a lot of Christians in India as well. So the Hindus who are nationalist, they are sometimes very controversial because they say things against the other religions. And Narendra Modi is a very, very powerful Hindu politician, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And he probably will become the next prime minister. So a very conservative government. The 182-meter high statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was India's first home minister after independence from Britain, is to be built in Gujarat on a river island close to India's largest irrigation dam, which is also named after this guy, Patel, right? Narendra Modi, leader of the Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and the state's chief minister, set up a trust to fund the 200 million pound estimated cost of its construction. So this statue will cost around $500 million, right? It's a lot of money, and India is not a very rich country, you know. So $500 million for a statue of this fit person, right, is something that's a little maybe controversial, right? Any questions, guys, on these first two paragraphs? Anything we don't understand?
Mm,
Maybe words like irrigation, dam.
I want to
Yeah,
ask you,
yeah,
irrigation dam.
fantastic. So an irrigation dam, guys, a dam is a structure that is built near a river or near a lake that saves water, right? It holds water for people, you know. So maybe in some desert areas, the rainwater and the other natural water gets collected in a dam, right? So a dam is a big area that holds water, right? In English, we also say reservoir. Reservoir is another word for some dams are reservoirs, right? So an irrigation is when you have when you are giving water to farmers, when you're giving water for agriculture. So this dam, the water from this dam reaches a lot of farmers in that part of India, and they use this water for their farming, for their irrigation. So irrigation is the process of using water for agriculture, for farming, right? So Gujarat is a very wealthy state in India, okay? Just to give you guys some idea, the state Gujarat and the last name, people who have the last name Patel, this name right here, they are from the state of Gujarat. They are India's millionaires, right? A lot of money. They are business people. So maybe they have the money because $500 million for a statue. Other states in India are very poor. They can't afford that much money, right?
but
So, yeah.
according to this article, it's a foundation, right?
Yeah, so this Modi, he set up a foundation. He set up a trust fund to fund the $500 million cost of the statue. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The statue, to be called the Statue of Unity, will be made of reinforced concrete on a steel frame and then clad with rich bronze. Clad is to put something on top of something. So for example, in Old English, people said, you know, he clad himself in a red shirt, right? He wore a red shirt. Instead of saying somebody wears something, you can say somebody is clad with something, right? So this clad, you know, it's going to have a steel frame, and then it's going to have this rich bronze, this orange bronze color. Bronze is is a metal, right? I think it's a mix of two types of other metals, right? So it's going to have this rich bronze. Super fast elevators, lifts, you know, elevators, will take visitors to the observation deck inside the statue's head with a panoramic view of the surrounding countryside, including the dam with its huge reservoir and dozens of poor villages, right? So there's going to be an elevator that goes from the feet all the way to the guy's head, right? And you can see the surrounding area, right? The water, the mountains. Yeah, it's probably going to look very nice, right? But we don't know. Below the statue will be a 3 stories visitor center, housing a museum, an aquarium, and other tourist attractions. The trust funding the project says it will be finished in 4 years. The world will be forced to look at India when this statue stands tall, Modi said. Right? Any questions about this paragraph, guys?
Mm, no.
Makes sense. Zohrab, what about you, Zohrab? Zohrab, are you there? Oh, I think, okay, you are there. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. No questions so far, Zohrab? No
I
questions?
have some question.
Yes, please.
For
Go
example, just a minute.
ahead.
Sorry.
Sure.
Deck. What does mean?
Which word is it again?
Oh,
deck, observation deck. Fantastic. Observation deck. So this is actually a phrase that's used commonly in English, guys. An observation deck is a place from which you can see a lot of the area that surrounds a location, right? So, for example, high on a mountain, right? Let's say tourists, they want to see the beautiful mountains in a certain part of the world, right? What people will do is they build an observation deck. They build a small area, or they build a floor in a building that is just for people to see what is in the surrounding area. So you go there, and this statue will have this observation deck inside the head. So you take the elevator, you go to the top, and there's one floor just for seeing outside, just for seeing the scenery outside, seeing the dam, you know, the dam with the reservoir, all the villages, right, you can see from there. So just a place from where you can see the surrounding countryside. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So this statue, guys, you know, we keep hearing this guy Modi, right? Modi is this powerful politician. This statue is a pet project of Modi, who has often spoken of how it will be double the height of the Statue of Liberty, right? This guy's a nationalist, right? He's all about India, 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 right? So Statue of Liberty is a very famous statue in the United States. He thinks this will become double that statue, double the height, right? And the Statue of Liberty is huge, very tall. But the statue in Gujarat will not be dedicated to a political idea, but to a political leader who played an important role in India's struggle for independence. Right, so very historical. India used to be part of England, and then in 1947 we became independent, and now there are 3 countries. Before there was only 1. You know, very difficult situation in India, but that this statue is going to be remembering that man. So this guy, his name is Patel. He was known as the Iron Man of India, because India before, guys, in history, India was thousands of different little countries, right? So there were 550 small countries in India, small states in India, each ruled by their own prince or their own king. So when India became a new nation, this guy here, he united all of these different little countries into the one India, right? And this is why he's considered to be such an important person. So, you know, that's what they're talking about here in this paragraph. It's a little complicated, so I just wanted to give you guys the idea. And the rest of this article, guys, is just talking about Indian politics. People don't like the fact that this statue is a big symbol of just this guy's party, the Hindu Nationalist Party, right? There are many other political parties in India who don't agree with this guy, Modi, right? But Modi has a lot of money, he has a lot of power, so he's building this as his own memorial almost, and not a lot of people like that. So, any questions, guys, about the article, about the statue?
No.
Makes sense?
Just
No.
according to the article, he said that it's like a toy for this guy.
Yeah, it's a pet project, right? So if something is a pet project, that means that it's his baby. It's his responsibility, right? It was his idea, and he owns this idea, right? So this Modi guy, he has been behind this project from the very beginning. That's this is his entire idea from beginning to end. He set up the money, he set up the foundation, he's getting the money for it, he's doing the advertising for it, right? He said this will be double the height of the Statue of Liberty, right? I mean, he's trying to show India is better than America, right? Double the height of the Statue of Liberty, right? India, the world will be forced to look at India when this statue stands tall, right? He says a lot of things. He has a lot of ideas, right? And he's very popular, actually. When I look at Indian news, we think this guy is going to be the next prime minister. You know, the next leader of India. So we don't know what's going to happen, but he's a very nationalist person. Zohra, any questions about the article by any chance? Anything?
I want to know when did it happen? This Premier Minister.
He will probably be elected next year. He's not the prime minister now. The prime minister is another person right now, but he will become the prime minister. They have elections next year in India. So next year's elections, a lot of people think this guy is going to win. And if he wins, he's going to be a nationalist. He's a business person, right? He has a lot of money, so he is going to be trying to unite India under a very common idea, because under a more Hindu idea, right? It might not work, guys. I mean, India has so many different people, different religions, different languages, different cultures. That's why some people don't like his ideas, because he's very conservative. Hindu leaders in this party, the BJP, they are very conservative politicians. They don't like a lot of the Western stuff, a lot of the Western influence. They want to take India to a traditional, some of them at least want to take India to a traditional idea, and not this Western, Americanized, all this kind of stuff. So, but I mean, he's rich. He knows the power of technology. He's just very Indian, a very proud Indian person. So yeah, that's why he's making this statue, right? It's all about it's his pet project. Um, any other questions, guys, about the article before we ask some questions?
No, I have no.
No, Zohrab, you're okay? Okay, awesome. I think Juan said he's going to be back soon. Hey, Humud, how's it going? Welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
Awesome. So we actually just finished reading the article, Humud. I'm not sure how much you heard about the article, but we were talking about the tallest statue in the world. It will be created in India, and it'll probably take 4 years to make, starting today, or starting this year. It'll probably take 4 years to make, and the statue is going to be remembering a political leader in India from 50 years ago, a very powerful political leader. So, guys, that was the article. If you guys don't have any questions, I wanted to ask you guys some questions about statues and about architecture for the future, right? Zohrab, do you think it's a new idea to create something like the world's largest statue, or is it kind of a boring idea?
In my opinion, it is good idea when nation can make their leaders statue. It is not only statue; it is symbol, some independence, and a lot of parts of parts of country uh, become one country, one republic, and I think it is symbol independence, and why it is the most high statue, because it is symbol very high uh, thing when you speak about independence and nation leaders,
Mm-hmm.
because nation give us not often leaders. It come maybe 100 and 200 years later. That is why we must remember and regard our leaders that give and change our life to uh, better and better.
Absolutely right. Because national leaders there are many leaders are just normal leaders, right? When you have a legendary leader, when you have somebody who is so famous and did so much for a country, right? That's when they should be remembered. They should be recognized. Because they're part of your history, right? You're part of your identity. In India, we have other very famous leaders like Gandhi. I'm sure.
I know about your leaders.
Hmm.
India, for me, very interesting and very high educated and rich, uh, have rich cultural for me, not
Hmm.
for me, in the world.
In the world, yeah, one of the largest civilizations, absolutely. A lot of people, a billion, more than a billion people, right? So we have a lot of culture in that
They
sense.
have unique culture,
Yeah,
unique culture.
yeah. Very unique culture. Lots of languages. Sometimes it's confusing. You know, Zorab, India is the only country in the world where you can take somebody from one part of India and put him with another part of India, someone from another part of India, and they may not know how to talk to each other. There could be no languages in common because in South India they speak different languages. North India they speak different languages. East India different languages. West India different languages. Right. That's why everybody knows English because if you can't speak to them in Indian languages, you speak to them in English. You know. So it's crazy. It's a very
What is the official language?
So the official language is actually two official languages. The official language is English and also Hindi. Hindi is the Hindi is an official language, but Hindi is only spoken in North India,
Okay.
right? So it's not fair because the South Indians they don't learn Hindi. They don't need to. It's not their language. They have their own languages, 5 or 6 of their own languages. So English is really the official language, honestly, guys. To be honest with you, because if you're speaking to somebody else, you have to speak in English if you don't know what their native language is. Yeah,
I
Zohar, you
like
go. Yeah,
I like your Taj Mahal. It's
Taj
very
Mahal.
nice. It's very nice architectural state building.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know that this building architect is Armenian?
I had
Was
no
Armenian.
idea. I had no idea. What was his name? Do you know?
Now I can't remember, but he was Armenian.
Uh-huh. This guy, the guy who made it, the guy who was the king who designed this or who built this, the Taj Mahal, was a guy named Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is Farsi for king of the world, Shah Jahan. So this guy Shah Jahan, he was the king who wanted the Taj Mahal, but I had no idea about the architect. Honestly, it's great. Yeah, Indian culture, you know, guys, took so many different ideas from other cultures. Took ideas from Iran, from Arabia, from Turkey, from China, from every part of the world combined in India. So when you see a building like the Taj Mahal, you really see a combination of all different types of architecture. You know, you have the Muslim architecture, you have the Hindu architecture, you have a lot of different types of architecture, absolutely. Juan, I was going to ask you, do you think it's good for a country to remember their leaders through a statue? Or, I mean, such a large statue, right? $500 million. Is it useless or is it important? Is it better to give that money to business and grow India, or what do you think?
To say the truth, I think it's important that you remember your heroes or the people who fight for your country.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I think it could be less or as substance statue. You don't spend that such a quantity of money.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, maybe with this statue, the idea is that they will be able to make some money also, because they're
Yeah,
making it a tourist attraction.
exactly. Yes, I was about to say that.
Oh, go ahead, Juan. Go ahead.
Is
Absolutely.
more is
Uh,
thinking about a business too. So
yeah.
maybe carry some money.
This guy Modi, watch out for this guy, guys. You know, maybe 2 years from now or 3 years from now, if you hear about Narendra Modi, right? He is a very very
Bless you.
powerful. Oh yeah, my friend. Hey man, someone in my class blesses you too. Uh, yeah, well, my friend is sitting right here and he's sneezing. But yeah, this guy
Uh,
Modi, you know, he is. Watch out for this guy. He is one of the next big leaders in the world, right? We don't know about him now. People don't know about him now outside of India, maybe, but he is very, very powerful guy.
Yeah, it
And
seems that he has a clear idea what he wants.
the guy is like a billionaire. I think he has a lot of money. He's a businessman. He knows a lot about what he wants to do with his country. And when he speaks, people stop talking. Right. So
So
when he's a very powerful speaker. Like in India, it's hard to find powerful speakers because a lot of the politicians are, you know, that they just say whatever they want. But when this guy talks, he talks very well. I've heard one of his speeches, and he's a powerful guy. He's a very powerful guy when he speaks. Yeah, I'm sorry, Juan, you were saying something. Juan, you guys there? Do you want to say something? Hope my internet didn't go away. Homo, do you guys hear me? Hello? Hey, can you guys hear me? Sorry, guys. Something happened, I think, with the internet.
Who is that man? Your Minister of Economy.
He is the chief minister of the state of Gujarat. So he's like a governor. He's a governor.
Ah,
He's a
okay.
governor, but he's a businessman. The guy is he knows a lot about business. So
Maybe he's billionaire.
he is. He's super rich. Super rich. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a businessman, so he knows a lot of that stuff. But he's going to be the next leader of India. He's going to be the next prime minister. So it's important to
But
know who he is.
it isn't okay when businessmen become political men. It don't change political and business.
Yeah.
It is don't. It is not good idea. I think it is my opinion.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't like him. You know, a lot of people are very suspicious. What's this guy going to do? He's a nationalist. You know, India first, all the time,
It is
India
good
first.
that he nationalist,
Uh-huh.
but how to say when businessmen become political men,
Uh-huh.
uh, for example, leader nation. That is
Uh-huh.
why he can use all of parts for his business. Uh, Not often, but he can use. It is history help us to think that
Yeah.
all of nation.
What he did was he transformed the state. He is the governor of that state, Gujarat, right? So he turned Gujarat from a farming state into one of the richest states in India. So he was responsible for that development, right? He took a very poor part of the country and he made it a very rich part of the country, one of the richest parts of India right now, actually. So people have hope for him that maybe if he continues, if he becomes the leader of all of India, then he will do the same thing. He will turn India from a poor country to a very rich country because his when he was a governor, he changed everything. He transformed everything from a very from a very poor society to a very rich society. So people are thinking about things like that. Hamoud, wanted to ask you real quick. So we were talking about this statue, right? This guy is building a statue of another person. Do you think countries should spend so much money when it comes to statues and remembering people? Is there a purpose behind statues?
I think the purpose to remember the man that he make a statue for him. Maybe he was legendary, but I think it is
Hamoud, you're breaking up, man. I can't hear anything that you're saying, unfortunately.
I thought it was me, but
No, no, no.
they
Hamoud,
will lose their money. They will
he will
waste
lose
their
money.
money.
He'll waste
They
your
spend
money.
more money, and there are many people. Hello,
Yes, yes, yes.
do
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you now. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes, I think the governor when he order the for example the labor to build the statue, he will waste many money,
A lot of money.
much
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. He'll waste a lot of money, or yeah, he'll waste.
Yes,
It's 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 difficult, right, to say because India, when you see the country, it's a poor country, right? I mean, I know many other countries are much more rich, but even in the United States, we don't build statues anymore. We maybe a small statue in a city or in a park or something, right? But nothing on the level of what this guy wants to do, because the money can maybe be used for other things. I don't know. Juan, do you think this guy is doing this because it's his own personal agenda? This is his vision. This is his a symbol of his power. What do you think?
Well, I think that they are killing two birds with just one rock.
Hmm.
Is thinking in a business, and is thinking has according uh, the 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 measure of this statue is gonna be a tourist attraction. So, and at the same time, in order to remember some hero from your nation. So,
Hmm.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But
I
we'll see. We'll see what he does. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's seriously to be the same here in Mexico.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are there? Do you guys have big statues in Mexico that you guys are creating every now and then for
Oh
people?
no, not that huge, not that.
Not that huge. Maybe Benito Juarez, Miguel Hidalgo, those people, right?
Yeah, but in the small ones.
In a smaller one. But you guys do have banderas monumentales. Have you heard of that, Juan? That Monterrey has
Yeah,
a huge flag, right? Mexico is
yeah,
known for these monumental flags, guys, right?
yeah.
They make these huge flags, like they cover the city almost. You look at
It's
them from far away.
in the main cities must be one at
Uh-huh.
least.
There has to be one at least. Wow, that's amazing. And
And every military camp
uh-huh.
there are ones too.
Yeah. Guys, I wanted to correct myself. This guy, Modi, he is not a billionaire, actually. He is not a billionaire. He is a very humble person. I was just reading the article. I was confusing him with another politician. This guy, Modi, is not a billionaire. He only has three people in his office. Most Indian politicians have maybe 3,000. I mean, not 3,000, but they have a
The
lot of people.
secretary of the secretary of the secretary.
Exactly, right? This guy only has three. He lives a very normal life, right? Which I think actually adds to his popularity, right? Many people in India look at him and they say he's not one of the normal politicians. So he has three things that are really big for him. He transformed his state, Gujarat, into from a poor state to a very rich state, right? And he lives very, very humble, a very humble life, and he's an amazing speaker. When this guy speaks, people show up. Modi is speaking, you have to listen, right? So it's one of those things.
I want to say that such nations who have uh, that leaders,
Mhm.
they never destroyed.
Yeah, they have a lot of power, right? Because the leader, I guess, influences the people, right? When you have a strong leader, people unite around that leader, right? And maybe that's what he wants to do, right? The statue, he named it the Statue of Unity, right? Who knows? Maybe in the history maybe we will find out that he is one of the most successful presidents or prime ministers in the history of India. We don't
Yeah,
know, honestly.
we have the Mexican version.
Who was Mexican president who was very famous?
Is Andrés Manuel López Obrador
Uh-huh.
is the Mexican version of this guy.
Was he a really good president?
No, he didn't become to be president, but he fight twice for the
Really?
presidency.
Really? Why did he not how could he not win? Why didn't he win?
Why? Oh my God! You know that there is a lot of corruption here,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
so
I
that's
know that,
why
unfortunately. Is it Andres Manuel Lopez
López
Obrador?
Obrador. Yeah.
Obrador, yeah. I'm just reading about him now. Wasn't there only one party in power in Mexico for the last 90 years, Juan? Something like that?
Yeah, well, it used, but in the 2000 they lost the presidential, and another party becomes in the power,
Mm-hmm.
but they only last for 12 years. Now they started again.
Mm-hmm.
Is dictator.
Really, you guys call him the person a dictator?
Yeah. ¿Eh?
Wow.
Tengo que comprar ese.
Or yeah, this party.
Déjamelo, ahorita te lo arreglo.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, anyway, guys, Humud, what about what's your idea on a strong leader? Can a strong leader unite the people? If you have a very strong leader of a country, is that good for a country? Is it bad for a country? What do you think?
Yes, it is a good idea to be to the governor a strong has a strong powerness, have a strong
Uh-huh.
factor.
Yeah, yeah, especially. And I don't know, guys, the last American president who was actually good was maybe Clinton. Clinton was a good president. I liked Clinton.
Why do
I
you
was
like him?
younger. Clinton was he was like the Modi of America. You know, this guy went very humble background. You know, he became president. He did a lot for the country. The country was at peace. You had 8 years of no wars, and the business was great. We had money. America was doing well. Uh, Economically, it was very strong, and we were at peace with the world normally, generally, right? We weren't fighting three wars and launching drones at people in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. It was a peaceful time. I think you had the first Bush who was okay. You had Clinton. Then you had the second Bush who was a disaster. Now you have Obama who is like, it's too early to tell, right? Too early to tell with Obama. But second Bush was a disaster, right? That guy just destroyed the country. And Clinton, though, was before Clinton. Reagan was, I think, also a very good president. Some people love Ronald Reagan because he destroyed the Soviet Union, is what we say in the United States, that he was so balanced. He was such a calm person, right? There's a joke that one of his advisors, he was eating breakfast one day. One of his advisors came to him and said, "Sir, the Soviets have decided to place three nuclear weapons in some country, right?" So Ronald Reagan said, "Oh, okay, so what's for dessert?" You know, he didn't care. He just did not care. He did not allow anybody to scare him, right? So people thought of him as a very powerful leader. But in terms of the economy, it was not the best strategy that he did because we wasted a lot of money on military stuff to fight the Soviets. Something called, you guys might learn about this, Star Wars actually it was a funny way to say that Ronald Reagan was buying everything. He wanted to start a space war with Russia, with the Soviet Union. But he was good, pretty good. Jimmy Carter was a very good president, but he was very peaceful. He didn't do a lot while he was in office. But I liked Clinton. A lot of people like Clinton. Bill Clinton was a good guy, good guy. His personal life, who cares, right? As a president, he was a good guy, I think. Um, but anyway, I'll leave it up to you guys. Who do you guys think was the best president, the best U.S. president? Any opinions? Any ideas, guys? So, Rob, you draw the bald eagle, right? What's your idea? Who's the best president in the U.S.?
Um, for me, for our country, for our republic, there is no the best American president. They have their uh, political uh,
Political
how to
agenda,
say,
maybe agenda.
yes,
Uh-huh.
they have the political. For me, they are same.
They're all the same. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
kind.
I want to say, as a president, for me, George Washington, because
Sure.
he have a leader. Uh, he was a leader that unit all of part of US.
Yeah, he's the father of the country. Yeah, great president. Great president. Definitely. Juan, any idea? Who do you think was good? Clinton, Obama, one of the recent ones, Jefferson. Any idea? Yeah.
I think they are the same because they follow the same
Yeah.
politician.
Sometimes sometimes
The same
politics is
politics.
politics, right? Hamoud, sometimes we see that problem, right? Some of them are more honest than others, I think. A little bit more honest. I think Clinton was pretty honest as a president. Obama is, we don't know. We have to wait and see what happens with him. And Juan, what about you? Any idea? Or Hamoud, do you want to say something? Of course, you're more than welcome to.
I think the president of usually the president of the United States just face the media and but he doesn't talk about his idea. He talks about the idea of parliaments, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There are groups behind the scenes, I think, that are more powerful than he is.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Americans feel the same way. Well, unfortunately, we doubt the office of the presidency, how powerful the one person is. Uh, Juan, are you there? Are you gone? Just wanted to make sure before we close the class. Okay. So guys, any other questions about what we talked about? We were looking at the future tense. We used the will construction. We used the going to construction. We can also use the present continuous. And then we looked at statues, kind of national politics, presidents, and things like that. This guy, Modi, is probably going to be a very powerful leader in India. We don't know. It's too early to tell. But any questions, guys, on anything?
No.
Okay, Zorab, I hope you enjoyed the class, guys. Humud, I hope you enjoyed as well, even though you were a little late in the class. Any questions, Humud, about the future tense or anything
No
like that?
question.
Questions? You guys, okay. Bless you. Okay, guys, so welcome. Thanks for joining, and I will catch you guys again later, guys. It was a great class. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, alrighty, guys. Zorab and
Thank you.
Juan and
Thank you.
Humud.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. No
See
problem,
you.
Zorab. Take
See you,
care.
brother.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yesterday, I went to this restaurant that was called, well, actually, no, 2 days ago, I went to a market called El Pueblo Mexicano, actually.
Now you're having
Yeah, Zorab, thank you so much, Zorab. It was getting a little loud. Juan, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I went to
no, no.
El Mercado Pueblo Mexicano, and inside the food was so delicious. My friend tried this cake. I don't know the name honestly, Juan, but he tried this cake and he said it was delicious. And we don't know what it is. He just tried it,
Okay. Made it of
and
fruit?
it had honey and it had some kind of other some other element inside. I don't know what the name of it is.
Okay.
He said it was like flan, but it was more delicious than flan. It was like a cake, like a slice of cake, maybe this thick, you
Mhm.
know. And I didn't eat it because I didn't want to at that time, but now I regret. I wish I had eaten it.
Maybe it's
So
that we call pay. It's a
it's
pie, we call it.
it's called pay or pie.
Uh-huh.
It's a pie, some kind of a pie. Yeah. I mean, it looked delicious. There were so many types of food inside that store, and
Uh, Now
yeah,
you can practice your Spanish a lot.
abs.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
How
how's
are
it
you
going,
today?
Juan? Good, good. How are you?
Fine, fine, thanks.
Great. Good morning.
Morning. It's very early there, right?
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah.
8 o'clock, yeah. At that time, I am sleeping still.
Yeah, I know. Right now it's 10 o'clock in Mexico City, right?
Exactly, yes.
10 o'clock. Awesome. So 2 hours. Same time as my hometown. But
Mm,
California is 2 hours behind. So
okay.
yeah, it's nice to see you again.
So you almost don't sleep.
I sleep like 6 or 7 hours a night. I sleep
Six.
from
Okay.
midnight to 6 o'clock. or 11
Oh,
o'clock to 6 o'clock, 7 hours.
okay, big enough.
Yeah, it works. I think it's good enough. Sometimes,
I
uh,
remember when I was young, I used to sleep less than now.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think
You have the energy still.
I know. I have to use this energy as much as I can I have to stay active. I can't be too lazy. It's not good.
Don't don't waste the time.
I know. But no, there are days like tomorrow, trust me, Juan, Saturday morning, I'm gonna sleep until
Uh-huh.
1:30. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be very lazy tomorrow. I'm just gonna
you
because
have to
tonight,
record.
yeah, tonight I probably won't go to sleep until maybe 4 a.m., 3 a.m.
You are
Uh,
gonna go to a party?
well, we have a party in this house. This house is a big house.
Okay.
If we have 5 friends, and it's going to be great. Just we're all going to be hanging out and probably partying, watching movies, going out. California, it's el paraíso, Juan. I mean,
Ah,
there's
you are in California now?
I'm in California. Yeah, yeah,
Which part, if I can know?
yeah. San Jose,
Ah, San Jose, where
San
is it
Jose.
located?
Es muy cerca de San Francisco, al este de San Francisco.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually in a part of San Jose that has a lot of Mexican culture, a lot of Mexican restaurants. So
Ah, okay.
yes, yesterday, absolutely, absolutely. I
Okay.
love it here. I love it here when I'm outside and there are so many people, different cultures. Nobody looks the same. Okay, this is
Okay.
not like Wisconsin where everybody is white and I'm me. You know, in California,
Yeah.
you have every color, every nation, every group, on the same street in the same store. It's a very Chicago and New York are also very, very diverse, but California has, I think, an amazing amount of different
Okay.
different cultures. Yeah.
I remember it's close to Gilmore, right?
Yeah, it should be. I think I don't know the geography here too well. I know some of the towns near here. There's Milpitas, Los Gatos, San Jose, San Francisco, of course, and then Palo Alto, San Mateo. These are all around this area.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
don't. Yeah.
I remember once I was in Gilmore, near to San Jose, because the plane are right there.
Uh-huh.
We were in a motorcycle store.
Uh-huh. I think. Let me
Uh,
look this up. Actually, I think you might be right. I think you
uh,
might be right. Was it Gilroy that you said, Jose? Was that the name of the city? Or Gilmore?
Gilmore, yeah.
Gilmore, okay. There's a Gilroy here that is.